Most of you probably know Baylee van Steijn from the Coburg Lawn Bowling Club was selected as a member of Team Canada to play at the World Championships in Australia a couple of months ago. Baylee was part of a 5-ladies team, and she played in the fours and she played in the triples. And recently I caught up with Baylee to chat about her experiences in Australia.
Baylee, how did it feel to be a bronze medalist at the World Championships?
It feels pretty good, especially coming home to all the support and everybody congratulating me for all the hard work down there.
So is it still fresh in your memory, or?
It still is pretty fresh in my memory. Every once in a while I'll sort of forget about it, but then I'll look at something like my vest or my medal sitting on my dresser and just remember all the great memories.
Yeah. So it was a long trip to Australia, so how did you find that, and how did you adjust to the time difference?
Well, honestly, it was all quite a blur. My brother's wedding was the day before, so we stayed up late celebrating that. And then the next morning, we went to the airport, and I have to take a lot of gravel for flights, so I pretty much slept most of it. I try to stay awake for the Vancouver flight, so we flew to Vancouver first. And we've had a lot of support with our national program that gave us some tips on like stay awake for Vancouver so that you can sleep on the way to Brisbane. And thankfully that trip was overnight, so I slept probably like 12 of the 14 and a half hours to Brisbane, so It's pretty good.
It's great that you got all that advice and you knew what to expect then.
Yeah.
So you had a week to practice before the fours began. Was that just practice within the team, or did you have any competition practice?
It was a bit of both, so we practiced within the team for the first 2 days, I believe, and then we practiced against other countries.
Okay. Now you're used to playing on greens that are around 10, 11, 12 seconds. What were the speeds out there?
They were quite fast. Probably like their slowest was in the morning, and sometimes those were like our greens at home, only running about 10, 11 seconds, but they definitely sped up throughout the day. I'm thankful that I got the extra week of practice because some countries didn't. They just came right before the competition, unfortunately. Yeah. So it was a long and hard adjustment to the fast-paced greens.
I mean, it's strange because people look at the Australian greens on TV and they say those aren't green, they're the yellow that looks like just bare earth, but yeah, they are. It is in fact grass, isn't it?
It is.
Cut very, very short.
Yeah.
So one of your teammates, Emma Boyd, I believe, lives and plays in Australia. How much did that help the team?
It helped a fair bit because even though she doesn't play at all those greens in the area, she traveled around before the competition and tried out some of the greens. So she had some pointers, and then she also plays against a fair bit of the players that were down there because even though they might be representing Japan or whatever, some of them actually play in Australia as well. Okay.
So it must have been a great feeling at the opening ceremony when you're there with your Team Canada shirt on with all your teammates and athletes from all over the world. What did that feel like?
It was a bit overwhelming, to be honest. Like, they had 44 countries around in a big circle and everybody there. We filled the entire green, standing there. And then afterwards they filled up the club, but it was great to wear the Canada jersey and just represent.
Super. Okay. So by the time you got to your first match, you'd been there for a week, you had the opening ceremony, and you started the fours against Norfolk Island. I guess by that time you were really itching to get playing, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. And how were your nerves?
I was quite nervous, but I had a good team backing me up, and I honestly wouldn't want to start the fours with anybody else. The team was awesome, very supportive. I think we were all nervous, but we were all just ready to go. Yeah, and cheering each other on.
You got off to a great start, didn't you? You got off to a winning start.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
And then after that, you went on to win all your round robin games except for the mighty Aussies.
Yes, we almost got them too. It was a very close game.
Yeah, you were very much the underdog in that game, but you almost pulled off a famous win, didn't you?
Yeah.
I should imagine it was getting very tense towards the end.
It was, and like you could. It was live streamed, so I don't know if people could hear, but the crowd, like, it was just Aussie, Aussie, Aussie the whole game. And then you have like my parents and Jordan's parents cheering us on, but like that was about it. The rest of the crowd was just cheering on the Australians. Yeah,
because you just lost in the last couple of ends, didn't you? And finished 10-12.
Yeah.
But then you bounced straight back to finish second in your section, and you met a very experienced Scottish team in the quarter-final. And you were shot for shot with them for an awful long time, weren't you?
We were,
But they just pulled away in the last few ends?
Yeah, unfortunately, their skip made a couple key shots for them to score in the end, and we just couldn't rally the points back up after a couple good shots from their skipper.
So you must have been disappointed with that result.
We definitely were. We really wanted that game against Scotland, but at the same time, we were just so proud of each other. All of our first Worlds making it that far, so.
So there were a few days to spare before you started the triples. Was it just practice again, or did you get a chance to do some sightseeing?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to do too much sightseeing. We watched our teammates compete in their finals, and then we had one day off, which I think I spent it on the beach, and then our coaches cooked us a team dinner, so we spent the night with the team.
Okay, so let's talk about the triples. In the fours you played second, but you were vice in the triples with Emma skipping and Joanna leading. Did you feel any extra pressure playing as vice as opposed to second?
I definitely did. I still feel like I'm one of the younger players there, so it's, I don't know what the right word is, kind of awkward to call shots against the other team members.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Being
Sometimes if you feel like, as you say, you're younger, you're less experienced, and but there's no reason you shouldn't call the shots.
No,
and I guess you soon started doing that.
And that's like, we sat down, because we were all in the same apartment, we were all rooming together, so we sat down the night before and we said, hey team, like, what do you need from each other? And I said, for you guys, I need confidence in my shot calling, because I know I can call shots, but I need to hear it from you guys.
Yeah.
So they definitely boosted my confidence the night before. So we went out and I just called the shots that I wanted Emma to play. She made them, and if I needed any help, Joanna was always there to help, because
I think that's important.
you're all
isn't
a team.
You're a team.
Yeah.
In club play, people think the vice is the only one who can call the shots.
Exactly.
But sometimes you need.
It's definitely good to talk to your
You need a team
lead.
decision.
Yeah, because Joanna also does have a lot of experience as well. Right. So
you got off to a great start in the triples. You beat Switzerland 38-6. And like the fours, I guess you thought that New Zealand would be the favourites for the group, as Australia had been in the fours. But there's still lots of other good countries to play. You must have been delighted to beat as good a team as Wales in the next game, followed by Japan.
Yeah, they were a good team. Thankfully, we were just playing really well and pulled out on top.
So what was it like playing 3 games every day? It must have taken a lot out of you, both physically and mentally. How did you deal with that?
They were quite long games, and you didn't get much of a break. So honestly, our break was eat some food, stretch again, get ready for the next game.
Back to the snacks.
And back to the snacks. I eat snacks constantly. Thankfully, our coaches had a huge snack bag that they brought around for us. Right. But yeah, at the end of the day, I was pretty tired, so it was stretch your muscles out and get ready for bed and get ready for the next day.
Well, from afar, it looked like a smooth ride from there on in, but it wasn't all smooth, was it? Do you recall the Jersey game?
The Jersey game was quite rough.
Yeah, you were.
That's all I'm going to say about that one.
Yeah, you were 7-1 down, weren't you?
On top.
Yeah.
Or, no, we tied that one.
Yeah, we
tied that one. But
yeah, you were 7-1 down at one stage, but you came back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mum was messaging backwards and forth on Facebook.
Yeah, I think we were just getting a little excited before that, and we just needed to calm ourselves down and regroup, and then we made our comeback.
Anyway, you lost to New Zealand, but you finished second in the group, and you played India in the quarterfinal. There were 2 of the ladies on the India team who were in the fours, and you'd beaten India 18-11 in the fours. So, did that give you some confidence from that result, that you knew those ladies?
Yeah, I definitely did. We knew how they played, so we just went out just knowing that we can beat them.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had a comfortable win by 20 shots to 9, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
So at that point, you knew you were guaranteed a medal because you were into the semi-finals, and even the losing semi-finalists would get bronze. And you lost to New Zealand, but that was no disgrace. A much more experienced team. I think you were probably one of the youngest teams there, weren't you?
Yeah, probably close to it. There was another younger team. The Ireland ladies were quite young as well. Okay,
so it must have been an amazing conclusion. You'd got the bronze medal, and you were able to watch Ryan Bester in the singles final and finish the championship with the gold for Canada, which added to Kelly McCarron's silver and a bronze in the pairs. Canada's best ever performance at the World Championship, so it must have been a great feeling to be part of that.
It was, yeah.
And then to stand on the podium with your mum and your dad there, what was that like?
It was great. Getting up on that podium and holding the flag behind us, it was one in a lifetime opportunity. Like, oh, the feeling, I can't even describe it.
So, well, many congratulations. It's been one of my pleasures over the last 13 or so years to watch your progress from a promising junior in Coburg to one of the best in the world of bulls, and to be part of that journey and chronicle it over the year. I'm sure this won't be the first time that we talk about an international success for you, and I look forward to the next time. And before we finish, we need to see that medal.